trust in you, Jesus. You're all, you're all, you're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey. There's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all, you're all, you're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey. There's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. We stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Trusting in you. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you.
Welcome to Rocky Railway. My name is Neil, and I'm excited to be riding the rails with you this week. We're going to sing, have fun, and celebrate Jesus' power. This week, we are imagining what it'd be like to journey on a steam train through the wild, vast, beautiful Rocky Mountains. Have you ridden on a train before? Maybe at the zoo, or a roller coaster, or even the LRT? A long time ago, trains were the fastest way to travel when you had to go far or up a big hill. Not many people ride steam trains like that anymore. Imagine a steam engine. It's a little bit like a tea kettle. When the water inside boils, it pushes steam through a hole, and it whistles. Cool, huh? Inventors figured out a way to capture steam and turn it into enough power for a train to pull thousands and thousands of pounds over miles and miles of tall, rocky mountains, carrying things to people who need them. Imagine that you have a steam train, and you can load it up with whatever you want and take it wherever you want, without crossing an ocean, of course. What would you take? Where would you go? Would you take people to Disney World or lumber across Canada? It takes a lot of power to move a train full of cargo. This week, we'll discover how we can trust Jesus' power to help us every single day. And later in the week, you'll hear about the life-saving power of Jesus' blood.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Would you do service for Jesus, your King? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you live daily his praises to sing? There's wonderful power in the blood.
Each day we'll learn a Bible point, which is valuable truth from the Bible to remember. Today we'll explore how Jesus' power helps us do hard things. That's our Bible point. Whenever you hear someone say, Jesus' power helps us do hard things, say, trust Jesus. As you say that, reach up and pull down like you're pulling a train whistle. Like this. Trust Jesus. Let's do that again.
Trust Jesus.
And one more time.
Trust Jesus.
Remember, we need to hang on to Jesus' power to pull us through, especially when things get tough. The Bible tells us, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." Christ is another name for Jesus, and he gives us the strength we need to power through anything from sadness or confusion or anger. All week long, we'll get to know surprising Bible memory buddies who will help us remember our Bible points. All our Bible buddies are animals that you could find somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. Let's find out who our Bible buddy is today.
Hey there, friends! Glad you're all on board for a rambunctious week of faith and fun at Rocky Railway. I'm Ramsey, a bighorn sheep. Can you guess why? Okay, that was too easy. Check out these cool, curvy horns God gave me. Ram's horns can weigh up to 30 pounds. That's as much as some of our littlest preschool buddies. Wow! My horns have to be tough because we male sheep use them to keep other rams out of our territory. People who study rams say we can run into each other at 20 to 40 miles per hour. Bam! You can hear that sound for miles. Me and my herd hang out all over the majestic, massive Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains rock! If you head up to find me, strap on your hiking boots. Sometimes my herd grazes in an alpine meadow. 'Cause that's where the good stuff is. Wow, good! But the meadow makes us an easy target for predators, so we also like to climb way up those crazy cliffs. We sheep like it steep. Me and my family can hang out on a little teeny tiny ledge that's only a few inches wide. Animals like bears or coyotes can't bother us here. Whew! And check out the view! God made us just right for staying safe in those hard, rocky places. My hooves are split and have a rough skin on the bottom that grips tight to the rugged rocks. Plus, I've got excellent eyesight. No glasses for me. It may sound like climbing these cliffs and balancing on jagged ledges is hard to do, but God has given me everything I need to live here. Fine food and my family safe. I've heard that you sometimes have to do hard things too. When there's a bully at school, maybe you feel like you're in a rough, rocky place. You may not be balanced on a cliff ledge like me, but maybe you have to balance homework, chores, sports, music, and friendships. That sounds hard. Maybe coming here today and making new friends even feels like a hard thing for you. But did you know you don't face those hard things alone? No way! Jesus is right beside you. Yep, even right now. He gives you His power to climb through those mountains of worry and get through any rough stuff you gotta do. The Bible powers you up with this truth. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. That means you don't have to have your own power to do hard things. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus.
Bighorn sheep like Ramsey are custom made to travel up steep mountains. When you see Ramsey, remember that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. To help you remember all the important Bible points and verses you learned today, we have a special gift for you. You'll find it in the Rocky Railway package you picked up before VBS. Now, it's important that you only open the package for day one. Today, I'll be using each item in the day one package, but you'll need to be patient and wait till we ask you to take it out. Now, open your package and find your very own Bible memory buddy. Here's Ramsey. On the back, you'll find today's Bible point and verse. These are for you to keep and remember. Now let's get on track and explore our stations this morning.
Hi boys and girls, my name is Simone and welcome aboard the Rocky Railway Bible Adventure Series. Today I will be reading from Tracking with Jesus Bible book, and you can follow along with me or you can just listen. So let's get started. Today we will be reading day number 1, and the Bible point is Jesus' power helps us do hard things. The Bible verse is, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." Philippians 4:13. So the story is entitled Eye Opener, and it's based off of Acts 9:1-19. Saul. His name made most Christians shake and shiver in their sandals, and I quaked and I quivered right along with them. Even though I lived a long way from Jerusalem, I'd heard the scary stories. Saul hated Jesus' followers. He hunted down believers and sent them to jail. And if he didn't throw them in jail, he'd help them be tossed in the grave. Saul was one scary dude. And Jesus wanted me to go pay Saul a visit? But Lord, I prayed, I've heard so many stories about the terrible things he's done to believers like me. He arrests every Jesus follower he finds. Jesus' voice is clear. I have special plans for Saul. He's going to bring the good news to people everywhere. I learned the scoop on what had happened to Saul. He'd been on the road from Jerusalem, coming to arrest more believers in Damascus. But Jesus appeared to him in a bright light, and Saul went blind. Saul's friends had to lead him the rest of the way to Damascus, where he waited in darkness for 3 days. And now, Jesus wanted me to go pray for Saul? Oh boy. As frightened as I was, I knew I needed to trust Jesus no matter what. If Jesus asked me to give Saul his sight back, then I needed to do it, even if that meant Saul putting me in jail. I went to the house of a man named Judas, who lived on Straight Street. When I saw Saul, he looked nothing like the raging bully I'd imagined. He looked tired and hungry, and after all, he hadn't had anything to eat or drink for 3 days. I gently put my hands on his head. "Saul, my friend, Jesus sent me so you can see again and so you can be filled with God's Holy Spirit," I said. And just like that, something strange, like scales, fell off Saul's eyes. He blinked in the bright light. "I can see," he said. I could tell right away that he could see, not just with his eyes, but also with his heart. Saul wanted to be baptized and to have a snack. 3 days is a long time to have an empty belly. Soon, Saul became one of Jesus' most faithful followers, helping people everywhere see the light of Jesus in a whole new way. You know, sometimes Jesus wants us to do things that are hard, like becoming friends with someone you don't like very much, or forgiving someone who hurt you, or stopping a bad habit. But if Jesus wants us to do something, he always gives us the power to do it. Jesus will be with us all the way, just like he was with me when I went to visit Saul for the first time. I was scared and unsure, but I had Jesus' power with me the whole time. Doing the right thing can seem hard sometimes. Maybe it's challenging to be patient with a younger brother or sister, or maybe it's hard for you to control yourself when it comes to watching screens too much or eating unhealthy food. But you know what? Jesus' power can give you the power to do those hard things. And if you trust Jesus and ask him to help you, Jesus always will. Thank you for watching, boys and girls, and come back tomorrow and we'll learn another Bible story. Bye!
Welcome to Locomotion Games. I'm your friend Em. We're going to have so much fun this week. This is where you will run, play, and laugh as we learn about Jesus' power. Our game today is called Runaway Train because, like a runaway train, it's a little out of control. It's all about holding on when things get tough. Let's take a look at the game. Find a family member or a friend who you can link hands with. Figure out who's going to be the train engine and who's going to be the train cabooses. Have the train engine lead as the train cabooses follow. You can create your own obstacle courses that you can run around. Make sure to switch it up though and have a different train engine once in a while. Make sure that no engines go off the rails. If that happens, just relink and have a new engine. Now it's your turn to try it. It can be pretty hard to hold on and to stay together. And it's the same in our own personal lives too. When we are having a hard time, it can pull us away from our friends and family. But that's when we need them the most. Let's hold on to our friends and remember that I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. We can't do it alone. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus.
Hope you've enjoyed being with us here at Rocky Railway. Be sure to join us this afternoon for more stories and activities. Bye for now.